The left-handed path. All right, we're back. We're back after a couple of weeks of being away with Sunday Night Zweihander. The left-handed. I forgot that we named this campaign the left-handed path. I was just watching the new intro, and I forgot we named this campaign. That's cool. I can't remember who did that. I think it was Chuck. No, it was not Chuck. Silly me. It was Oak, I think, who named it that. Anyways,
Yeah, I think it was Oak.
it was Oak's name. It's a good name. The left-handed path. The longest-running streamed Zweihander game on the internet. Boom. I'm gonna make that claim. It's a bold claim. But I'm
But
making
wait, Matt, there's only two of them.
I know. That's why we're the longest running streamed Zweihander game on the internet. It's a bold claim, but I'm pretty sure that it's true. Oh, you'll recognize there's a donation bar down at the bottom there. It says El Gato for Jauzamo. It's because I want an El Gato for doing all these little for all these little switches and all these little noises we play and all these things. It'd be very handy to have that down at my fingertips. So I have opened up donations. If you want me to make my life easier at streaming, then please feel free to donate for Jauzamo's El Gato. Please, I take donations. All right, we'll do character introductions, and then we'll do a recap. See what you guys remember, because it's been a few weeks, and then we'll get into it. So, Mike, you're up first. Ruby Goodchild.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike. I play Ruby Goodchild, our wayward halfling who began life as a gutter snipe, became a bravo, and is now struggling, caught between the party's pull to the dark side and her natural inclination to remain relatively neutral and not kill shit for no reason at all, which feels like she's kind of losing at that. So stay tuned, and we'll see if Ruby loses her grip on sanity.
Don't you want her to become an assassin? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm just aiming for where the party's gone.
I think you were on the path of assassin before this.
Yeah, but assassin was mentioned a long time ago.
It's a really cool class, but I'm just,
Embrace the Prince of Murder, and there you go.
It's a real
I could
cool
be a
class.
good assassin.
We're helping you.
Good at it, not a good.
Nobody's doubting you.
I can opine on moral relativism if you'd like.
Yes.
But we won't. That would cause people to disconnect.
You've been shooting for assassin since we started. I'm
lazy, and it was the first class I saw because
it's a cool class.
It's a cool class. It's going to help me break Matt's game too if I can get there.
You guys have already done that.
Speaking of which, could you please put some fortune points up there?
There are 4. You have you're looking on the on your screen.
Yeah.
You guys have 1, 2, 3 fortune.
Oh, that's good. Ruby just needs 1 if she's going to play Barsh tonight.
No, Barsh is, I don't know, sitting out. I don't know where he is.
He's off moaning about the situation.
There you go. Euryxes. Megan, you're up next.
Well, Euryxes is gnome who was a prostitute that decided to get out of the gutter and took up barber surgery. And she had the fortunate, not sure which, encounter these wayward travelers and join them on their quest for goodness. Again, question mark. Yeah.
Hard question mark.
Where she goes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it almost got you killed in the first couple sessions.
But I didn't.
By an angry dwarf. But you're not dead, and that's all that matters.
No, it just got ass.
He's not even here, so that doesn't even matter. He's not even here. All right, Edmund. Oak.
As Oak, I'm playing Edmund Randolph, the smuggler turned barrister turned sausage baron, or aspiring sausage baron. He's always been a glutton, so there's always been that penchant leaning towards corruption there, but Erg's little endeavors kind of pushed that and accelerated a bit, but due to a situation that happened last session, kind of made him start second guessing his choices recently, and maybe he wasn't he needs to watch what he's doing now. He doesn't know.
What?
I'm in a conundrum.
What changed your mind?
candles start getting blown out for no reason.
we in that one place in the candles blowing out by themselves and weird stuff going on. So it's like, well, maybe I've upset some higher beings or something. I don't know.
I thought you were embracing that.
No, I am, except I screwed up my roll. So
right. Yeah, it was a critical failure.
I sent Tobias to help.
So I just used that to RP that and him kind of second guessing.
That's right. All right, Bill, Erg, last but not least.
Playing Erg Singebelch, our magic user in the group. He's a ogre that is a dunderhead and he's kind of the issue with why we are pushing the left-handed path here. Summoned a demon, summoned a butler demon. Got a really cool spell he doesn't have the regent for yet, but yeah, he's going to do his best to not be a problem and get everybody else killed by everything that's good in this world.
There you go. Hey, your virtual background looks good, but whatever, I think you were wearing a white shirt, weren't you? And you're using white as your background, so you're like a floating head.
That's perfect.
Woo!
That's awesome.
This is just what I had quickly on my desktop.
No, it's fair. It's because we were shaming him into using a virtual background when we noticed it was all white behind him. And now he's just a floating head. Awesome. All right, so what happened last? So it started where you guys had just killed a beast creature on the side of the road on your way to this small village.
Was it a Grendel or what?
Well, it was similar
Gretchen?
to a Grendel. It was similar to that.
I can't remember what they were called.
But it was not. You tried to pinpoint it to see if it was, but it did not. It did not check out that it was.
We killed this thing on the side of the road. It was a half goat, half man type creature. Everybody in this town has hired us to kill mutants. They think that these things are mutants. There's a couple lines of symmetry that would make you think that they are more a natural creature. And we are somewhat aware of that, or at least Erg is, and was unable to express it to the rest of the group. Thank you, Dunderhead. So we are currently in town. We've gone into this town after killing this thing and having its body destroyed, and we went to a couple of different NPCs in town who seem to be non-standard religious type town. They're worshiping something. We don't know what it is. It's got little wicker men dolls in the windows. They all go to bed at 6:30 at night and refuse to leave their houses. We've been tasked to go try and find out what's going on in this town, but the only lead we really have is that a religious figure came through to set up a
Someone's having a good time at your place.
They're having way more fun than we are.
Yeah.
We went to there is a church that was set up by somebody in that came to town and was almost immediately burned down, and that's our only lead for what's been going on in this place.
Yeah, there's a chapel. Yeah.
Well, that was going on.
Too kindly to him.
Yeah, my butler demon was putting out a bunch of candles as Edmund was second guessing his feeding everybody human sausages, and he failed a skill check, I believe. And
Critical fail.
Yeah, critical fail, and he was second guessing himself. So as we went to bed that night, Tobias, the little butler demon, went and was whispering into Edmund's ear all night about the glories of the pit and how that will be the right path for him, and he's doing what he should be. He just needs to continue.
It's true. That is a fact. You also met somebody else in the, I want to call it an inn, but it's not even really an inn because they don't get visitors here. It's so far off the beaten path, this little hovel, this little village that you've ended up in. You ended up meeting with a plague doctor by the name of Roland.
I don't remember that chunk of it very well.
I think you had to leave for some reason at the end of the game. Somebody had to leave. It may have been you.
I'm just say he was just sitting there in the end. He comes by every so many months to check on everybody.
Yep. Oh no, it was Mike who had to, I think, walk away. We caught him up on it. Yeah, there's a plague doctor by the name of Roland. He had he was brought in a number of years back in the same sort of fashion as you guys. They sent someone out into the world and was offering coin, and they needed help because the village was dying of disease, and when he came here, they were dying of a disease that was long eradicated by modern medicine. He was this whole little village that's been stuck in time. So he came here and he brought vaccines and he cured the people in the village. And he comes back once or twice a year when he's in the vicinity to check in on them to see how they're doing.
So does that cover everything?
Yeah, and he had also treated someone here, a Henry Smith, for wounds caused by an attack of a beast. So he was here. He treated him while he was here, and you guys had also asked about these creatures, and that he had said that he had heard of them for a number of years now. And it was tale of dire wolves in the area, but the townspeople had told you that they had only started seeing these things around the village in the last few months.
Matt, you may have covered this, but wasn't there supposed to be somewhere nearby another shrine or a religious site that this traveler had set up?
Yeah, that was a preacher there. So there was a preacher that had come through this village about a year or two ago and started setting up a chapel here to the God Emperor. And
but that's not in the village; it's somewhere away, right?
It's somewhere, somewhere in the woods.
And we haven't seen it yet, have we?
You have not been there yet.
It's our only lead.
Right, we've got directions to it, though, right?
You could, sure. You could ask around. I don't know if the locals would be very kind.
I thought they told us where it was at.
Yeah, the town elder, I think, told you. Davin, the father of the boy who hired you. So we left off with you guys in a communal room together, for the night.
Oh, and there was some weird things happening with the lights and stuff.
Yeah, that's what Edmund was having some weird dreams.
So about that, just before Edmund wakes up to help seal the deal here, move it a little bit further forward into my realm of the woods, I would like to have Tobias use his daily impish delights on him. And just for your guys'
We lost you.
Lost audio.
Sorry, I was just quickly looking up the page. Page 480 of the book has the Butler Demon on it of the Zweihander core book, and Impish Delights is covered in there. So,
like Swedish Delights?
Sure.
Turkish Delight?
Turkish Delight, that's it. So,
Edmund, if you want to roll a 1d6, I think could be.
It's page 475 of the revised core book.
So, Edmund, at some point today, if you fail a skill test, you can flip to pass that result.
Nice.
That is part of the reward for your impish delights.
Makes me think of Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe.
Yes, right? The Turkish Delight.
That actually is the best option, I think, in there. So 4 or 5 is a great roll.
What else could he have ended up with?
So to give you an idea, if he rolled a 1, 2, or 3, he would be rolling the frenzy like a legion demon. And if it comes up 666, he gets a giant attack frenzy thing. If he rolls a 6 on that, he gets a -9 to all fellowship for the day.
Ooh. But
-9.
But you have he had the
-9%.
Basically, become like a berserker and get frenzy.
Yes, but it's very hard to have happen.
Well, yeah, you got to roll.
It's good for
I've never done it. Remember, how many demons have I thrown against you guys with that? And I rolled it every round. And it never happened.
But if it ever happens, I would love to see that happen to Barsh.
What, like a demon use it against him, or
no, him
get the gift?
Him have the gift and just go freaking nuts.
How about we just give me the opportunity to actually hurt Barsh for once?
No, I think him getting that would help bring him to our side.
Whatever. All right, so we'll pick up. You guys spend the night,
or kill him. I don't care.
I will eventually. He needs to show up for me to kill him, though. When I threw a magic user at you guys, it could have done some damage. He wasn't here either. You guys spend the night there in the little inn, and you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning. the plague doctor, he's still there early in the morning, and you are offered breakfast. Offered oatmeal for your breakfast, and some coffee or tea.
Remember, guys, we were kind of cautioned away from eating any food from here.
Yeah, it didn't stop me.
No, I don't think it stopped Edmund either.
Do what now?
I think
Sorry, I had someone talking to me.
I think Ruby's gonna be losing weight. She doesn't trust anybody anymore.
Just a reminder not to eat the food from here. The plague doctor cautioned us against eating the local cuisine.
Yeah, and that's coming from a plague doctor.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, he never took his mask off the whole time.
So Dr. Fauci's telling you don't eat the food.
Exactly.
I mean, I had a big thing of raw venison. What could go wrong?
You've got an ogre gut. You can handle it. All right. So you guys wake up in the morning. You're out for the food. Who eats the food?
Gosh,
Yeah,
Who do you
Edmund will eat.
think?
Edmund and Erg gladly eat the food. Two bowls of oatmeal each. Do you guys at least drink the coffee or the tea, or no?
Yeah, I have all this stuff.
Yep.
Well, no, the others.
Oh.
Water? Are you going to drink the water here, the well water?
Ruby's paranoid.
All right.
She's so afraid of everything now because she thinks that people are. Well, for one thing, she thinks that it's the town people turning into these creatures.
Right.
So yeah, she'll just drink out of her bag.
Sure.
Yeah, I brought some sausage you can have. And I ate some sausage too, and I offer him some sausage.
So that's still good. It hasn't been
Oh,
refrigerated.
yeah, smells lovely. And I ate some.
How's it smell?
It's dried sausage. It's fine.
Did you guys have time to smoke it?
No, they didn't have time to smoke it.
What is it? It's just human flesh that's
No, it's sausage meat and
It's ground up.
special ingredients.
and what? And
Some butter.
What you guys did you
And
boil
butter.
it?
Yeah, there's lots of butter was used.
Parsley.
We cut in some pork and
It's cut with pork.
It's got special herbs and spices.
And the ogre boy from the shed.
Oh, Christ. That's probably safer to eat than anything these guys are serving us.
Yeah, so you can eat some of his sausage if you like. His homemade
Oh
sausage.
my God. Who do I trust? The DM or the players?
Neither.
Neither. That's right.
I'll tell you this, the sausage won't hurt you if you eat it. I'll tell you
Okay.
that right now. It's not tainted or anything. It's just gonna hurt Edmund in the corruption department.
All right.
How's he not going to get corruption for eating human flesh?
Oh yeah, he might get some as well. But he's unknowingly eating it. He doesn't know that you're
And
feeding him people.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah, but you're the
You know
one
what?
forcing it on him.
Look. She probably doesn't have a reason not to trust him at this point.
Yeah, you guys are
So she'll
longtime
probably
friends.
eat the boy.
All right. Well, I'll give Oak 8 corruption.
8?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's cool.
Trust no one, Ruby. There you go. Jeff's in the chat. He says, "Trust no one." Ruby, you'll get 2 corruption just for eating unknowingly. You don't know.
All right.
You don't know that you're consuming human flesh.
Oh, can you roll for what did we have last time? Oh, I didn't have any corruption last time. Okay, all right. I had it coming in with a 0, so I got 2. All right, fair enough. How's it taste? Does it taste good?
It tastes all right. It tastes
Okay, I'll
it
tell him.
tastes like
So,
pork.
geez, You did it.
Isn't that what they
Did a
say?
nice
Human
job.
flesh is the closest to is
Tastes
pork?
like chicken.
Don't nobody answer that question. That was a trick question.
Yeah. All right, so you guys eat your breakfast. It's delicious. It's good. You're ready to carry on for the day. Do you want to do anything before heading out? I'm assuming you want to go look at this the site of where the chapel was being erected or where it was.
Yes.
Is there anybody you want to speak to or anything you want to do on your way out of the village? I don't want to call it town. It's not a town. It's a village.
I'm assuming it's all wood structures and thatched roof.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No stonemasonry at all.
No. And they're all very, very small. You can just tell it's handed down generation by generation. It looks ancient, this place.
I'm good.
Are you going to start fires here? Is that what you're asking?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Give me no corruption and we'll see.
Where are we going with this? Hey, Barsh isn't here. You could spread your wings and fly tonight.
Yeah, I would go real well.
All right, so you guys
A few more weeks of corruption for these guys, Matt.
I know. You guys gather your belongings. You get ready to head out. It's 7 a.m. You guys got up at the crack of dawn. You had a great night's sleep. You didn't stay up late and party because the whole town was on lockdown after 6 p.m. So you guys got a good night's sleep. You're well rested, which is a first in many months for you guys. I was gonna say weeks, months. First time you guys get a good night's sleep. So you were out cold. Solid. Did anybody have any peril or anything like that? Make sure that you take your peril track up to the top because you've rested now.
Peril looks good. Let me see about wounds. Hang on.
Naps don't heal stab wounds.
Okay.
Remember. But your peril track will go back.
Right. Let me just check Let me check. Where is my damage?
Damage is on the second page on the skill.
Yeah.
Not the skills. I'm sorry. The
Okay. I look good.
You have a healer here, anyways.
Mine are
with you
okay.
now. All right. So you guys gather your belongings. You start to head out. You head outside of the quote unquote inn, the building that's designated as inn for the few visitors that they get here in town. And the little village is a hive activity. There's children running around and playing, and there's folks looks like they're getting ready to head out for the day. You can see there's one gentleman leaving a hut that's got skins tanning on the outside of it. He's throwing a bow over his shoulder and a quiver of arrows, and he's setting out. And there's people just milling about. You don't see Davin, the town elder, at all at this point in time, but there's a hell of a lot more activity going on than yesterday. People are still a little hesitant and weary around you. They look at you and they look at your clothing. They're kind of taken aback by the way you're all dressed, which is very different from all of them. They're all dressed now. You see them here in a very similar fashion now. In addition to being like older style clothes, they all kind of wear, the men all sort of wear the same sort of thing, and the women also wear the same sort of garb as well, between the two sexes. As you're heading out for the day to go look for this lost chapel, a woman passes by you and she bumps into Ruby.
Oh, hello, dear.
Oh no, she's gonna get stabbed.
By the assassin?
Pardon me.
She goes, sorry. You're the ones, she whispers, you're the ones here investigating?
Yes, we're trying to. We've been hired to take care of your mutant problem.
No, we've lived here for years.
Yeah, she looks up at this giant ogre standing there.
Can we help you? Is there something wrong here?
As she's speaking to you, you hear, "Oi! Emily, get over here!" And you see a fellow across the way yelling at her to come back, and she looks at you, Ruby, and she says, dig deeper. And she turns and heads over in his direction.
All right, she'll watch where she goes to see like where she lives, so she can maybe try and find her later.
Yeah, you make note of the house. The man kind of calls her over, and he scolds her, and she heads back inside.
Is it like a husband-wife or father?
Yeah,
daughter?
it's a husband-wife. Yeah.
Okay, well, Ruby's not really keen on all that. She's kind of leading the woke charge, so she's gonna get that guy's number and be back to see him.
Yeah, you did that in the in-between where you just stabbed husbands.
Yeah.
I see a repeat.
The woke charge.
Oh boy. All right, so that's great. Thank you. So you guys head out. You got to try and follow these directions out into the thick woods to find where this chapel once was. So we're gonna make some rolls to try and find our way there, because you're given directions, but you've got to fumble your way through the woods to get there. So let's go ahead and make some survival rolls. Who's
Not navigation?
not navigation? Why, do you have navigation? You want to use it? Is that why?
I've never used it. Of course I do.
Do you? Sure, you can roll me a navigation. I'll tell you what. You can roll me a a challenging navigation, and everybody else who wants to use their survival skills can do it as a challenging as well.
Challenging survival.
Survival.
Oh, I feel peril coming on.
Oh wow,
Nope.
nobody's yet.
FK sec.
I mean, worst case scenario, Edmund can flip that one.
That's true. Edmund could flip it to a 19.
Oh, Ruby made it. Look at that with the
Ruby
34.
made it. What's your picture on there? Oh, your character portrait.
Yeah.
It's new.
No, it's been the same one I always have.
All right. So you guys are all kind of bumbling around going, it's this way, it's that way, it's this way, it's that way. And Ruby goes, step aside and charges forward. And with her confidence, what she always has, her brash confidence, you guys all get in line and follow her. So you guys head through the woods. It's like autumn time. So the leaves are on the ground and you're crunching as you're going along. You don't see much sign of wildlife or anything like that. As you're walking through the woods, though, you do hear strange animal calls every once in a while. You know, they seem familiar, but not quite familiar. And it's a little unnerving knowing what's going on around here and these sightings of these weird hybrid creatures appearing around town. But after some time, you do see a clearing in the forest. And within that clearing, you can see that there is broken and crushed masonry here. There's you've stumbled upon the site of where this chapel was once built. Any signs whatsoever of religion, be it crosses or statues or anything like that, have been completely destroyed and are rubble lying around their bases. The walls of this chapel have been broken and caved in, and it's just basically a foundation and rubble is what is greeting you.
Are there any like wicker men about?
Oh, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and start poking around and see what you can find if you want. Make me awareness test, a standard awareness test. Anybody wants to kind of poking around and seeing what's in this area. What? Critical fail, Megan?
Man alive.
Man alive. There are men alive in here. You find nothing at all. You find some deer droppings. And you're like, hey, raisins grow here. I don't know.
I'm a little uneasy about the events that transpired last evening, so maybe I'm not focusing as much as I ought to.
And you're not used to being out of an urban setting, I'm gonna say as well. You're at home in a city environment, or so this is not your element whatsoever. But we've got Erg with a pass, Ruby with a fail. So Erg, you start poking around, and you essentially walk into one of these wicker things hanging off the trees, bumps right into your head. And you look up and you notice there's a whole bunch of these things dangling up high in the trees all around this clearing where this chapel once was.
All right. Can I investigate them at all? Try and figure out what they're for?
Sure, you can pull one down.
Absolutely. Take it apart, pull down another.
Yeah. You pull one down, and so it's a whole bunch of like branches that are tied together. When you untie them, on the inside are small little bones.
Gross. Perfect.
Do you eat one?
It tastes like bones.
As you're yep.
Can I see if there's any magic related to it, or?
Sure, you want to make me an incantation?
Yeah, I got difficulty.
Yeah, hard incantation. Woo! Look at you. So you look this thing over and you try to sense any magic or magic intentions behind it. You do not sense any. The one time you nail your incantation roll, you do not
Right?
sense any. Yep.
I'm gonna put it on the ground and kind of root through it, and I'm gonna, as quietly as I can, mutter to Tobias, "What do you make of this thing? Recognize any
I
of
was
this?"
like, "Who's Tobias?" Never mind. That's your that's your butler demon. He looks it over and he starts kind of like kicking the bones around. He goes,
It's superstition. These people, they worship ancient things, from what I can tell. That's nothing. It's mucky muck.
Well, I have him there. I'm gonna say, beautiful sight, this ruined church, though, isn't it?
It is. Indeed.
He walks over and just like kicks over some stone. The rest of you see this like stone fall over.
Perfect. Playing fast and loose with this.
Get your demon desecrating a holy site. As you're poking around, as he heads in there, he kind of points out to you, goes, hey, Eric. And
Yep, I go
the
over.
stone he kicked over, there's a pile of bones or remains underneath it. There's scraps of cloth hanging off of the bones as well.
Do they look human or humanoid?
It does look humanoid. And
Does it look fairly desiccated?
it does look fairly desiccated, and the robes on this skeleton or these remains are that of a priest.
Oh, this is getting so good. I'm just going to get a burlap sack and we're going to start throwing this thing in there.
All right, so you guys see Erg just out of nowhere wander over to the stone that moved, and throw a sack from over his shoulder and start throwing bones into a sack.
Hey, what you got going on there, big fella? Ruby says.
Think we found the priest, guys.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. What
Does he have a rope around his neck or anything?
He does not. He's just got tattered priest robes on.
Does it? Can Ruby tell how long the body's been dead or anything?
It has been dead for quite some time. Most of the flesh is gone off the body, and it's getting to the state of a skeleton. Or animals have picked it clean, but it has been out here for quite some time.
Can I notice if like it was stabbed or like any unnatural brokenness about it?
I'm gonna say yes, and you can use your medical skill because you're a doctor of sorts. We'll do a standard test. Medicine.
I have heal.
Healing. Sorry, healing. Medicine, healing.
Where did it go now?
Heal. It's under intelligence.
Yes!
So there are some broken ribs on the body. You're trying to quickly look it over as Erg is like whiffing it into a sack. And he's got a giant grin on his face, ear to ear, as he's throwing this thing in a sack.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm having kid issues, though.
It's all good. Hey, Fawn, thank you for resubscribing in 8 months in a row. Thank you so much, Fawn. He's whipping these bones in a sack. You notice there are a couple of broken and cracked ribs, and you do see that there was some trauma to the skull. Head.
Wait, let me look at these just a little bit longer. Doesn't look like this guy died of natural causes. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't mind. She can inspect it as long as she wants.
Excellent. Pick it up, looking at the skull, like poking at it, sniffing at it. I'll even taste it to see if I can.
Oh.
And
salty.
Yeah. I let everybody know that, like, looks like the preacher came to his end in not a natural way.
Signs of a struggle.
Dun dun.
At a town outside of a village that didn't like him. It looks like somebody wanted him dead.
Ruby's gonna rip her sunglasses off and look up at the camera.
And say,
Something pithy.
oh, I thought you had something prepared for me here.
No. Give me a second. I'll think.
All right. As you guys are poking around, because you're the only one who made your roll here, Erg, as Erixes is looking over the body, you push aside some more stones, and you find the remains of a book.
Oh, I love these.
Yeah, the last one helped you summon demons.
My library is growing.
What could possibly go wrong with him getting books?
What kind of book does it look like?
It looks like it may be a diary of some sorts.
Is it still in decent shape? Has it stayed
No,
dry, or
no? It's in pretty rough shape.
is there anything I can do to dry it out, or would I be able to open it without it ripping apart?
You could carefully try to open it up and see what you can glean from it.
Absolutely.
So the elements, even though it was buried under some rocks, the elements have gotten to it. It's been rained on. It's been snowed on. It's been in the dry weather of the summer. So it is fairly delicate to open. But it looks like it's the diary of a Father Thomas Howard.
Does it
only assume was the priest that was here?
Is that about all I can get from it, or?
You flip through it, and the pages do tatter and break and fall apart. As you try to flip through it, you get near the back, and you can see some of the last entries in this book, and it speaks about him coming to this town and finding these people, and how he feels it is his mission to save them. And it goes on in detail about how, he's going to build this chapel and he's going to turn things around. But as the pages get further and further in, you do see that there are entries about strange animal creatures that he spotted near and around his chapel, and that he fears for his life, and that he fears that these people, these heathens, are agents of evil sent to end him.
Now, the animals running around are the heathens or the people from the town?
It's not quite clear.
Well, bad news, everybody. Everything's got to be burned.
You gotta burn it all to the ground. In one of the last entries, also, he makes reference of an Evelyn, and that he thinks that she may be involved in this as well.
Have we met an Evelyn?
You have not.
The lady's name that whispered to you, Ruby, it was Emily?
Her name was Emily.
Oh, okay. Did she give me her name?
Her husband yelled it at her.
Oh, that's right. Okay. The barber surgeon is observant.
The barber surgeon is observant.
It's good.
All right.
All right, so you continue to study the skeleton, and then you hand the desiccated corpse over to a very happy and eager ogre who's just
there's a scary toothy smile.
Whipping it into a sack and slinging it over his shoulder.
Hey there, big fella. You seem a little excited about getting that body. It's probably not good eating anymore, right?
Yeah, it's we just found the priest, and we have something that we can take back to town if we need be here, Ruby. We have proof of some wrongdoing.
Uh-huh. Okay. I just don't remember seeing you this happy before. That's good.
I love it when a situation starts to come together.
You're getting into your work. I like it, big fella. That's good. So Ruby will do one quick walk around the inside of the building area.
Yeah,
see if she spots anything else.
Yeah, so there's It looks like there was some pews or benches that were in the process of being built. They've been broken and splintered, and they're lying about. There's rock everywhere from the walls that have been demolished in. But you're not able to really find anything else out of the ordinary. You do see animal tracks all over. You do see the occasional like person print here as well, like a booted or like shoed foot.
Like a fresher one.
You can make me a test to see how fresh it is.
Okay. What kind of test are you looking for? Like a martial melee?
Yeah, yeah, or a charm.
Yeah, those are my two best ones.
You can scrutinize.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't get points in that one though.
You
But
can
all
do a
right.
standard scrutinize.
All right.
I know charm is one of your best. You try to use it all the time.
You can't use charm to climb walls, really? All right. So here we go. Scrutinize.
Yeah, that's a good point, Fawn. Tasting and licking bones isn't dangerous at all. Is that a corruptible act? Should Euryxes gain corruption for tasting these bones?
Not at all. It's all about the scientific process, the scientific method, actually.
As a medicine woman, that's
I'll refrain from any euphemisms there.
And what about me for some desecration there?
well, you're not really desecrating the corpse. You're just throwing it in the
Well,
sack.
I'm
What are you
at the very
doing?
least grave robbing.
You're peeing on it or something? What are you doing? Grave robbing is a corruptible offense. All right. Everybody wants corruption these days, and I have to I have to hand it out to you because you guys want it.
It keeps me from lighting a house on fire.
Grave robbery is a minor offense, Erg. It's written in the book. It's a 1 to 3 corruptible offense. I'll give you 2 corruption for grave robbing. So, all right. So, tracks. Back to the tracks. You made your roll for me, and you failed. So you're unable to determine how fresh these tracks are.
Totally would have made that if it was a charm roll.
I know you. You would have nailed it, or martial melee. Oh man, you guys want corruption? It's hilarious. How this game has changed over the course of a couple of years. All right, so you guys are milling about when all of a sudden you hear a strained, horrible crying / wailing sound nearby. It sounds like an injured animal.
I'm gonna go and run behind Edmund.
Edmund
be all
doesn't
right.
run.
Ruby will draw her sword and look for the dwarf.
The dwarf is not. The dwarf is sleeping still.
He overdid it last night.
Man, again.
Party of one.
All right.
He took a bottle of my gut rot, and that was the end of him.
So Ruby will make sure she'll get her crossbow out first and start pointing it in the direction of the sound.
Okay, Jen, thank you for subscribing for 6 months in a row. I appreciate it. This is the resubscribe night, apparently.
Oh, I better check mine. It's a new month, isn't it?
It is a new month. Don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription once every month. You just have to remember to go over there and do it. 'Tis the season. All right, so you draw your crossbow, and I guess, are you the first to crash the bush and start heading in that direction? Are you going stealthily? Are you running?
Oh, stealthy. Yeah, Ruby's
That's-
going to go stealthy.
That's your style, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
so go ahead and make me a stealth roll. It is fall, so there are leaves crunching underneath your feet, as established earlier. So we'll make it a challenging stealth roll. There is this terrible crying and wailing that you can use to mask your steps.
So does that bring it back down to a routine?
No.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would be much harder.
All right.
It'd be a hard check.
I got you. Yeah. All right, well, I failed that.
Okay. Clomp. No. So you make your way through the woods towards the sound of this wailing and crying, and you're in the thick woods. And once again, though, you find a clearing clearing almost similar to that of the chapel. But here, instead, you find some sort of ancient site, some sort of ancient, possibly like worship grounds. There are a number of standing stones erected here in this clearing. And near one of the stones, you see this hybrid, like deer slash person human hybrid caught in a bear trap, and it is screaming and wailing in pain. And standing over him is the hunter from the village. And
what is the creature? Is it one of the creatures, or
as far as you know, it's a strange deer human hybrid.
oh? Okay, Ruby will call out to it. Say, do we know the hunter's name?
His name's Erwin. It was mentioned the night before when you guys came to town.
And what does he look like? He's about to administer a killing blow or something?
Yeah, he's got his knife out, and he's going to put this thing out of its misery.
Well, Ruby will say, shout out in a clear voice. You said it was Erwin, right?
Yep.
Hail, Erwin! Hold that blade!
He looks up startled, and he's got the antlers in his hand, and he's got the neck is completely up, and he's got the blade at the throat.
Now, she does have her crossbow extended.
Who goes there?
She has her crossbow extended and pointed in that direction, not because she was aiming at him, but just because, that was where the sound was coming from. Tis Ruby and the party hired to catch these creatures. We give you your kill, but I wish to speak to this thing before you put it down, if it has tongue.
Ah, they're bastardizations. I've never caught one of these in my traps before.
All right, as he's talking, she's closing ground and keeping the crossbow leveled that way.
They might have information we need to help catch all of them.
Yeah, the rest, I guess everyone will be right behind Ruby. Hold that blade, she calls out again.
If you want to... Okay, he's keeping the blade at its throat. You guys can all go ahead and make me athletics rolls if you want to close the gap to stop him.
Can I see him from here?
Yep. I know what you're casting.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cast Cat-Handed Grasp.
Well, no, I'm going to see if... I'm going to wait a little bit, but I'm ready for it.
All right, so standard athletics checks. He's got the knife at his throat. He's looking up at you, but the knife is still there, and there's a trickle of blood coming down.
Okay, so Ruby's fleet of foot, closing fast.
Yep.
She has
who is going?
She has her main gouge in her offhand.
Sure.
Always, and she'll as quick as she can, she'll use that to maybe try and slip under his blade to flick it away.
Yeah. Edmund, are you trying to run also to stop or no?
No, I figure Ruby's got it.
All right, he starts to slit its throat. You guys are just a little too slow in your... As you start to close the gap, he panics and he starts to pull the knife across this thing's throat.
I thought Ruby made a roll.
Yeah, I did.
They rolled. You guys rolled.
Yeah, I failed.
No, Ruby made her roll though.
Unfortunately, this thing, he was already ready. You needed critical successes to close the gap on him in this situation. So he was already ready, and he was panicked. He had the knife there. There was already blood trickling down. And so as you guys start running, he starts slitting.
Well, can Ruby make a called shot into his arm?
While you're running?
The second he starts cutting, can I cast Cat-Handed Grasp?
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to try an arduous shot to hit his arm too. Unless you want to make it harder.
No, Erg will... As you guys start running, and he starts slicing, Erg casts Cat-Handed Grasp. And I'm assuming the knife goes flying out of his hand?
Yep.
All right. So
now is Ruby there in time?
The knife starts cutting. He's about halfway across this thing's throat. Blood is just seeping out, and all of a sudden the knife flies out of his hand. He goes, "What witchery is this?" And you two close the gap now. You're now there, and the knife is at your foot.
All right. I'll look back to Edmund. I'll say, see if you can staunch that wound. And
You should turn to
Euryxis think you
Rixie's
can
who's
handle
next
that?
to you.
oh, Euryxis.
Yeah, he says that, and I
mean,
turn around because I know Euryxis is right there. My
I mean, I'm sorry. I thought it was Edmund. Rixie's is with me. Yeah. Ruby will call and say, "Can you stop the bleeding?" And Ruby will square off with the huntsman while she's trying to help the creature.
All right, so I whip out a bandage and I go in. Like, is the hunter still have the creature? Like, what's trapped?
He's got its antlers in his hand still, so he's still holding its head back with its throat exposed, and the blood is just like seeping out of it at this point. It's pumping out.
Okay, so I'll as we're walking over, grab a bandage and see if I can calm. Do I have to calm this thing before I go in?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's panicking and it's like kicking again. So as you get closer, it's got like human like bottom torso, but like animal top. It has hands like a person, but its feet are hooves. It's got a deer head on its shoulders.
Animal or like charm bit?
Pardon me?
Would this be like to calm this animal down before I try to go in? Is it handle animal sort of thing, or
Oh, good call. Handle animal. You're a veterinarian now. Yes, handle animal to calm it down, and it'll be a hard handle animal check.
oh,
Veterinarian. That's your new profession.
Can I knock this guy's hand away with like a party or something?
Yeah, you can try to hit him. He's screaming at you.
What do I need? What do you want me to do?
You can do a standard. Thank you for the cheer, Adam. 100 bits. Thank you.
Do you want me to roll a party, or would that be all right?
You just roll your martial melee.
Okay.
Like, what do you want to do? You want to knock his hands away?
I just want to knock his hand loose and then get between him and the animal.
Sure, you can do a called shot, or you just want to. You could also just like push him. You could just like disarm or like take down. You can do a takedown on him if you want, and just bring him to the ground.
I'll try a disarm. That sounds like, because I want to get that thing out of his hand.
Sure. So a disarm is a coordination test.
Okay.
And he can resist.
Standard, right?
Yep, standard.
Yep.
All right. Let's see if he resists. Megan, do you want to use a fortune point to re-roll?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. He does not resist. So you push him back and away. He lands on his ass.
And she's got the main gouge, like a moon grip, and then the crossbow. But she's just got him up in the air like this, like she's not pointing at him.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll your animal handle there. No, still shy. So this thing is
Can
panicking.
I try and assist on that?
You're not there. You didn't run up there with them.
No, I didn't. Okay. Well, then I have a different idea.
Okay, so you try to calm this thing down, and it's kicking, and it's wailing, it's crying, it's letting out these horrible, horrible screams. But it sounds like it might be trying to speak also, like common. At the same time, but it's got its throat halfway slit, and blood is spilling out all over the ground.
Okay, so
Erwin, go ahead.
So I couldn't calm him. However, can I try and
heal?
Bind his. Yeah.
Yes, you can. So it'll be a challenging test as this thing is bucking around.
Okay.
I need to flip one of our fortunes to misfortune.
Ah. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, critical fail.
I just killed it.
Oops. I ripped that wound open instead of closing it. Sorry.
Woo, you take 22 peril, the whole situation. You're very stressed with what's happening. He's shouting at you. This thing is bucking and kicking and bleeding out in front of you. Ruby's standing over him and threatening. And you're just like, the whole situation is very overwhelming, and you take 22 mental peril.
Me?
Yes.
Maybe time for vacation.
That was winter vacation.
So you're unable to bind its wounds, and the situation is just it's screams, and also as you're close to it, as you're hearing it kind of trying to speak to you too, it's just too much for you, and you don't know what to make of this situation, and you kind of just shut off.
How do I add peril?
It's on the first page of your character sheet. Let me find it here. I know you're still learning this character sheet, so it's a good walkthrough for even people who are watching.
Perils under skills and attributes.
I've got it. I just don't know where to put in the 20.
So you're going down 1, 2, 3 tracks. So you just click there you go.
Yay.
So you're down to ignore 2 skill ranks.
Awesome.
All right. So you watch your Edmund and Erg. You're back further, and you see Erixes trying to calm this thing down, and then trying to bind its wounds, and she just kind of collapses and is beside herself as this thing is bleeding out. Ruby has pushed away Erwin, and he's shouting and trying to get back up. He's clamoring for his knife, which is at Ruby's feet. What do you want to do, Erg and Edmund?
I'll go over and now the condition is saying it's dying, correct?
It is dying. He slit like half of its throat, so it's spilling out.
I just put it out of its misery.
Boom.
Wait, the hunter or the
The half animal thing.
Sure.
I finished the job. I end it so it's not suffering.
Oh, I know. All you care about is sausage.
on my
Well, in his mind, it's like this would probably make some good sausage.
See?
Venison.
on my way over? I'm gonna whisper to Tobias, "Hey, kick this guy in the groin when I give you a wink." I'm gonna walk over to him and say, "Did you see that thing? Must be magically protected. Did your knife go flying out of your hand?" And then I'm gonna wink at Tobias.
And you want Tobias to kick him in the groin?
Absolutely as hard as he can.
All right.
Is there a mechanic where the thing turns visible if it attacks?
I don't think so.
There is not.
Really?
I'm gonna roll though, because he is backed up and he's trying to reach for his knife and stuff. So I will roll for your Butler Demon's attack. There is a chance it's not gonna just automatically kick him in the groin.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so he's unable to. So he goes to kick him and he misses, and he hits him kind of like on the inner leg, and he just kind of barely hits him. It's not even he doesn't get him with the brunt of his kick, and he just kind of
fair enough.
writes it off as, I don't know, there's rocks on the ground or something like that he brushed up against.
When Ruby has Ruby seen the coup de grace yet, or heard it?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. When she hears that, she'll step back from the hunter a little bit because there's nothing to protect now.
Edmund, you were standing over this thing killing it. Go ahead and make me a challenging awareness test.
Challenging awareness.
You are able to make out what this thing was muttering before it died, before its last breath. It looked up at you, blood and tears in its eyes, and it looked up at you, and it was letting out these horrible screams, but it was also trying to talk with its slit throat.
Sorry about this.
And you made out, it said something along the lines of, "They all love Mother, but not her children."
What mother?
That's it.
No, I didn't hear what you said the first part.
They all love Mother, but not her children.
Okay.
Ah. That actually makes some sense.
So,
but Ruby didn't hear that though. Just
Ruby did not. You're standing over the hunter, and you're toe to toe with him. You've got eyes locked, and you're telling him to stay down. He's reaching for his knife, and you've put your foot down on it. And what's the big idea?
We're here investigating these things. We're here to deal with them. It would be helpful if we could have talked to it and found out where the hell its friends are.
Talk to it? These bastardizations? Like I've never caught one of these things before. You can't let it live. They've been seen around the village.
Do we look like we were going to let it live? Yeah, we said the same thing.
Before you kill it.
He points to Euryxes. That one tried healing it. She pulled out bandages.
We
So
just
we
want
could
to
talk to it, you idiot.
just want to get information.
There's no talking to these things.
How would you know?
Obviously, there's
You've
no
never caught one in your trap, and you never talked to one, so hey, you know it's useless.
What are you, your actions are like somebody that's trying to hide something.
What are you accusing me of?
What are you admitting to?
Nothing.
Well, that was very odd.
What? That I caught one of these things in my trap and I was gonna kill it? And
No,
throw it
that
its
you
misery?
were in
It was
such a rush
suffering in
to.
this trap also.
Oh, it had a leg caught. Big deal.
Its leg is like mangled in this bear trap.
Hey, grim and perilous, right here.
Corruption for everybody.
Corruption all around, right? Ruby will stick her foot under the knife and toss it at him firmly, so that it like slaps into his chest, like on the blunt side.
All right. It just stabs into him. Should make you roll it, and if you get a critical fail, you stab him.
I'll roll. I'm okay with it. What do you want me to roll?
Simple ranged.
Simple ranged. All right, here we go.
I hope
That's got to be at least challenging, right?
No, it'll be simple or standard.
Standard. All right.
Just get me a crit fail, and I want that knife to go in him.
I'm shooting with my foot here. I mean, come on.
Oh, you're picking it up and tossing it.
No, I said I'm flicking it with my foot.
It's hard then.
Hard? Okay, that's better.
Crit fail. Crit. Yeah, it means you have a greater chance to crit fail.
I know. It's fun. Here we go.
Oh,
look at that!
You kick it up and it's the handle hits off of his chest.
All right, and I'll just turn and walk away.
Careful, that thing's razor sharp.
I'll get everybody off to the side, away from where he can hear him. Like, so, before I slit that thing's throat, he said, "They all love mother, but not her children."
What?
I don't know what it means.
He says that's insane. These things can't talk.
No, I'm not talking where this dude can hear it.
Oh, you pull him aside. All right. Well,
I'm pulling all our people to the side.
We're having a sidebar.
All right. Well, he's standing over it, and he's opening up his trap, and he's pulling this thing out, and he's starting to carve it up. Well, go aside.
Don't they worship something? Do they worship some type of strange god? Right.
You don't know exactly.
No, but they were a little secretive about it. But they had like a little altar set up.
Yep, they did.
Erg, what is it that they worship again?
Something old.
Could it be mother? Maybe the thing that they worship makes these things.
All I know is it's something old.
Through the worship of it, turns them into it.
What did the journal say? Evelyn?
Evelyn, yep.
This hunter's name is Edmund?
Erwin,
close enough. Erwin!
I'm Edmund.
That's right.
Like the crocodile hunter.
Yeah, Erwin.
What? He
Who's
looks
Evelyn?
up as he's carving this thing up and chopping it up into pieces.
Who's Evelyn?
Huh?
Who's Evelyn?
Make me a standard scrutinize.
All of us?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, because you don't want to rely on rubies. Oof! Oh, peril!
Oh, I'm giving you peril too.
You watch his reaction so hard you break a blood vessel.
Crit fail for Megan too.
19.
Aneurysm.
Oh my God, Megan again.
How do I get that much peril out of like a dirty look? Come on.
This whole situation is very taxing on you.
Apparently, I need a vacation too. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Here, let me go for a fail too.
Where does that put Megan?
Oh,
unconscious.
No, no, she. Oh, no. She
What
only goes down
was the skill level for the scrutinize?
Yeah, Megan, you're incapacitated.
So how does this work? My threshold.
It was standard there, Oak.
Okay.
Standard. Megan, you're incapacitated. So what that means is you can walk and talk, but as soon as you have to roll a skill, it's an automatic fail. You have to roll anything, it's a fail. But
You're just having
there.
a bad day.
It's just you're having a really, really bad day.
You're having a case of the Mondays.
All stressful.
So the stress is very over. Like I said, this is the first time you've really left an urban setting. You set out with these guys. You're seeing all kinds of strange things. You're a woman of medicine, and this is crazy what you're seeing. And you're having a hard time coming to grips with it.
So, how far do I go down? Like, because you said I took. How many did I take?
Let me take a look at your character sheet.
Did we both take 19?
Don't you have like a magical mechanic that lets you ignore everything that the GM throws at you?
Only combat related. Like you can hurt Ruby's feelings.
You only
really
go
easily.
down one track. You're down to imperiled.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's like us berating a seasoned, hardened pit fighter, executioner, and making him feel bad enough to pass.
Didn't that happen a few sessions ago?
Yes, that was like we turned into a mean fraternity.
The big bad executioner / pit fighter. You made him cry. Erixes you can see that she's having a hard time with what she's.
I'm gonna go help her up and find a nice tree to lean against.
Everybody failed that. The only option we have is for Edmund to flip to succeed.
Yeah, someone can.
Nope.
You can spend
I'm saving that for something crucial.
Fair enough.
All right, so he goes, Evelyn. I've never heard of an Evelyn. What are you talking of?
What do you call your god?
My God, and what do you mean? I worship the land. It is plentiful. It gives to us. It gives us food and crops, shelter.
You mean mother, right?
What mother? No, I don't worship. No mother.
Is he part of the village?
Yeah, he's part of the village. You saw him leaving in the morning. You saw him gathering his things and walking out.
Why are you guys so secretive about this religion of yours?
I'm not a religious man, he says.
Well, what about the other ones that worship the mother?
Nobody worships a mother.
Well, what do you call this ancient god that you guys worship?
What ancient god? He's starting to get very agitated as he's cutting this thing up.
Well, we saw the temple in there with the old, stuff and clearly this dates back a while. I mean, What do you call it? Got to have a name, right?
He's of no help to you.
What's
he's
he doing?
Just denying everything. He's carving this thing up. He's throwing it in a pile, and it looks like he's getting ready to burn it.
You guys are very strange. You ask for help, and then you don't really do anything about the help.
He says, "You're here to find the source of these things and put a stop to it. I'm here to feed the village."
Do you think it's safe to eat these things?
I'm not. He says, "I'm not eating it. I'm burning it."
Well, okay. It looked like you're carving up.
No, he's hacking it up into pieces.
Oh, okay.
So he's hacking this thing up. He says, "I was lucky that it was hungry that ate. Came here to feed on what was in my trap."
What was in your trap?
You look down. The trap's empty.
What kind of bait did you use?
I used deer meat. He seems kind of like caught off guard with that question.
I mean, the deer man was eating deer meat?
I suppose they're cannibals. It makes them even worse.
Don't deer eat like grass and stuff?
This is no
Oats and...
This is no normal deer.
Does the deer have like carnivore teeth? Does it look more
No, they're flat teeth.
Okay, well Rubio just she said, "Well, I'm no animal expert, but I don't think it can eat flesh with those choppers."
This thing is not a regular deer. This is a bastardization. This is an abomination. And as he says that, he starts to light a fire underneath it to burn the remains.
Burn the evidence.
I'm just going to grab the torso out while I have a moment.
Somebody's feeling snackish.
Yeah,
No.
So the fire starts to crackle underneath, and you just reach in and grab the torso. What is the meaning of this?
Oh, we're going to find out what's in its stomach.
Excellent.
Ruby will turn and look and say, "You're getting smarter and smarter, big guy."
Yeah, the Dunderhead's catching on.
Ah, man.
You're just gonna pull out its stomach and intestines.
So who's got a knife?
I do.
Yeah, Rixie's has a scalpel.
But I'm incapacitated. So
Euryxes like opens her and all these knives are hanging down on the other side of her jacket.
Yeah. You can still anything that doesn't require a roll you can do. So like walking and talking and interacting with people you can do. You just as soon as you do a skill roll, it's an automatic fail. Any sort of roll whatsoever.
Is it a fail or is it a minus?
No, it's a
20
fail. When you're
or 30?
incapacitated, it's just a
Okay.
fail.
Oh yeah, I see here on the.
Do
Yeah,
I need
got it.
to open up this torso?
Oh, and you guys get corruption at the end of the session for failing these rolls also. Which we'll do. So you're gonna hand over one of your razor sharp knives to somebody to use.
I'm gonna get
Everybody's blades are sharp.
Let's see if I can remember which one of these organs is the stomach.
Good call. Fun says, get this woman some smelling salts. Does anybody have smelling salts for her?
I used my last set.
Can I use my own?
Yes. Huff them. Doesn't require a skill roll at all. It'll be more corruption for you, but you can take your smelling salts.
One corruption, one rank up the peril track.
Oh, up. I'm like
up. So you're no longer incapacitated. You are, what is it? Fail. Ignore 3. Ignore
Yeah,
3
minus 3.
So you're okay now. You can do things. You can perform skill rolls, but it's at a -3. Well, like on your track, if you have multiple skill ranks and things.
I mean, I'm no butcher, but if no one's stepping up, I'm just going to start ripping this thing apart.
Hey, I know a butcher.
Rip it up. Gosh.
Edmund, are you going to step forward and try your hand at this?
Wasn't Euryxis the one doing it last time?
Yeah, Rixis though is in
She's
pretty rough shape. She can try
She's a little
it.
shaky. She's a little shaky. She's had a rough
Her
day.
hands just.
I'll let you use my knife.
Erwin's like, "What are you doing? Put that back in the fire."
We'll get there.
Quiet your mouth, Hunter.
He pulls his bow and he starts reaching for an arrow. He says, "Put it back on the fire."
Okay, Ruby's just going to raise her crossbow and she says, I won't miss. You will not survive. So please put your bow down."
Edmund pulls his bow. You don't think you won't play this game?
Do you want to intimidate?
I'm just going to laugh and keep going.
Actually, I'll litany of hatred him.
Okay.
I will.
I was gonna say you can. It's an easy intimidate because you guys outnumber him 4-1.
I just don't want to risk a crit fail and then like turn into
Pass out.
a pile of soup.
Oh, make it.
All right, let me
So-
Why is
see.
it a 77?
Because I'm badass with that.
Oh, right, and it's easy.
Oh, and
He
I've
already
got
made
it
it. Well,
too.
you guys both make it. So he puts the arrow back and he lowers his bow and he just stands there glaring at the group of you. He says, "Throw it back on the fire when you're done."
Will
Hang on.
do.
Oh yeah, you're doing litany of hatred.
Are you
Are you
gonna
trying
make
to
him
break
pee his-
him? Are you trying to make him cry?
Oh,
So-
crit success! Oh no, wait.
No,
no,
that's
that's 22 peril.
Peril? Are you gonna make my NPCs break down in a pile of tears and
Put
in
it
the fetal
down
position?
before we cut your throat like you did this deer.
Wait, I can't do peril with my intimidate, can I?
Not like Oak. Oak's built his character around doing this.
Okay, so I can't just roll some peril damage.
No.
Okay.
Let's see where he goes on his peril track. That is, all right. He goes down. Wow. He goes down a few tracks. He goes down 3 tracks. So
Oh
you
wow.
see-
Okay.
You see, he is shaken. He is shaken by all this. He stands his ground, but he's not as confident as he once was.
Gets a little white in the face.
Yeah. All right.
Ruby's just gonna look at him and go, "That smells like fear to me."
You guys are assholes. What happened to all of you? What happened to this group? You were
Oh,
white knights at one time, and you're now
it's-
just a group of traveling assholes.
We're thugs. It's a grim and perilous world. We're slowly getting corrupted.
Not slowly for some of you. All right, so who's cutting this thing open? We want to cut open its stomach to see its contents, correct?
Yes.
Is that you, Erixis, who's going to try and do it?
I can give it a whirl, but
If
I'm
you tell me what to do, I'll do it.
all right. So, or just put the torso down here for a second.
If she can
All
guide
right.
me, I'll use. Since she's kind of shaky, I'll be the hands if she tells me what to do.
All right. So, Edmund, you're gonna want to like slice about 6 inches down from his collarbone. Does he have a collarbone? Is his body mostly deer,
It's
or is his torso human?
Is it like a centaur?
its torso is covered in hair, but it is more human. It's covered in fur and hair, but it's humanoid. It's his legs are like that of a deer.
Is he a quadruped or are we talking
Biped.
about a
Biped.
Oh, okay, so he's got a like a satyr chassis.
Yeah, like a satyr. There you go. But
Oh,
with a
also,
deer's
Matt,
head.
that I forgot. When I succeed on that, that's also a critical success. So he's automatically 1 track down plus.
Oh, he's incapacitated. You make him cry, just like you made Barsh cry.
Right. All right.
Touch his body.
So you're gonna want to make a small incision. You want to put the knife tip in about a quarter of an inch, and gently push and pull down about 6 to 8 inches.
Like this.
Absolutely.
So with Megan's assistance, I'll give you this. It'll be a standard heel roll or a challenging martial melee. You just kind of butcher this thing.
Well, now I'm not trained in heel, so it's flip the fill.
I know.
Or a challenging what? Martial melee?
Challenging martial melee.
Well, I'm not good in martial melee either, so.
You do have that thing that Bill gave you.
Yeah. However, I'll do now. With her helping, is it just dropping it a challenging?
Yeah,
or
it's dropping. It's making it. The heel is easier because she's telling you what to do. She's walking you through it.
All right. Ruby looks over. Do you want me to just cut him? I'm fine with that.
Damn it!
Oh, it's so close.
I can't flip the.
No, you can't because of the 83.
I'm right there. Can I try and help him?
Do you want to re-roll?
Can I try and do an assist?
Are you trained in healing?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh shit! I think I cut too far. Sorry, I kind of like wince and like kind of turned my eyes sideways towards Megan.
All right.
Or Euryxis.
I'm.
I think I did that wrong.
Oh, it's okay. I'll give it a whirl.
I'll try it.
So
it's standard. You have your North's 3 skill ranks in it, though.
Oh God.
Which makes it arduous again.
Right.
Ruby looks over it like you guys just butchering this thing.
Yeah, you're just hacking it up.
My God.
Yeah, you cut this thing up. You're shaking. Edmund had already done a lot of damage to it, and you try to salvage it, and you guys are unable to salvage the contents of its stomach.
Well, Ruby says, all you're trying to do is get the stomach out, right?
Yeah, but there's so many organs and so forth in the way. You don't want to go in too deep.
All right. Okay. Can Ruby give it a shot with her combat?
No.
Martial?
At this point, it's too mutilated. Up. Yeah.
All right. She'll sigh.
Lesa.
Yeah, so it's just been so mutilated at this point that you're unable to determine the contents of its stomach. What had it eaten recently? On to the large intestine.
What's it's got in its digestive system?
Let's examine its fecal matter. All right. What do you do? So Erwin's still looking at you, and he's just like, you're no hunter.
What did you really feed this thing?
Yeah, or you could just tell us what you fed it.
I fed it. There was meat on the trap. I told you already.
All right, I'm just gonna huck the torso back in the fire.
Sure. You huck the
Seeing
torso
signs
back
of life from Jin.
Nope. You're really hoping he's here so he can help fight things?
I don't know.
Nothing. All right, so you guys huck this thing on the fire, and he's resetting his trap. And you guys are just kind of standing there.
Ruby says, "Hey, how many of those you got around here?
How many what?
Traps."
Oh, I don't know, in a dozen easily, spread out around the village.
Well, okay, so we're out hunting these things. What if we step into one of these things?
Be mindful of where you step, and don't eat my bait.
If anyone steps in any of these traps, you're going to be answering to us. Where are your traps?
They're scattered about.
Well, you got to know where they are. She looks around. Is there a marking on a tree nearby for him to keep track?
There he is. There is.
She points up and she calls the rest of the party. She says, "Keep an eye out for those. That'll mean a trap's around."
When you look up and you point up, you notice that this whole little clearing, again, the trees are filled with those little wicker men.
Who's put those things up there, by the way?
The children of the village. They make those things. They put them everywhere.
No,
Ruby, we need to stop talking to this guy. He's a clear simpleton.
All right.
Ruby, simpleton?
The Dunder had just called him a simpleton.
Yeah, simpleton? How dare you?
You
I'm gonna go back to the village. I'm gonna go tell them to take you out, to get you out of here. You're not welcome here. Come here and you insult us. You want to make deals and heal these creatures?
You don't even know what you put in a trap. We're done here.
So are you the only one that does hunting for a village?
Yes, I'm the village hunter.
Just kind of nod at him.
Ruby looks like
she's
she's starting
accidents happened out here.
Yes, it would be a real shame.
And I'm going to shoot him.
What? Oh man, you're getting corruption tonight. Roll for it.
2 points to aim. And 1 to shoot him.
Yeah, he's pretty much defenseless, right?
Yep. Yeah, like Fawn said, now that's cold-blooded murder. That sure is.
What?
No, that's murder. If you kill him,
that's a success for 10 points of damage.
10 damage, huh? Let me go.
Let me make sure Gian doesn't log on here. Hang on a second.
Oh, if he's sitting in the waiting room? I haven't been watching that. Oh no, I turned that off. So if he did come in here, he'd just drop right into the call.
Okay, well, yeah.
Bear with me. Let me go to some stats here. I didn't plan on you to attack my NPC.
I didn't plan on him trying to threaten us with the village people. So
with the village people, a cop, a construction worker,
Bravo,
a biker. Yeah, the cop. Yeah, the village people. All right. You did 10 damage to him, eh? Eh? Oh, you guys. Let me get to the stats here for NPCs. Keeping me on my toes. All right, so you do 10 damage. Yeah, that does some damage to him. Here, let's go to a map. Might as well go to a map here. We'll put you all on. I guess we're going to go into initiative, aren't we?
Like he's going to last long?
Oh, probably not. Let's get Barsh out of here because he's not present.
He's questioning some people at the village.
Yeah, let's put you all in the turn order. Let's get this rumble going. I guess he'll be standing pretty close to you guys in all of this. Let me roll initiative for him. Ooh, he rolled good. Everybody go ahead and roll me initiative.
Did.
Oh, it didn't populate. That's weird. You're 15. Ergs is on there. Rixies, what did you get? 16. Whoa, you're first. And where is Ruby? Oh, Mike walked away. He couldn't handle this.
Okay, Han shot first. I'm gonna go again.
Yep. So you go. Yep. You got Han shot first. So go ahead and go again. So you unload. What do you have? You have an arrow, a bow and arrow.
Yep, I got my hunting bow.
Okay. So all of a sudden, boom! Arrow hits him. And he looks down his chest where it landed. He looks up at you in disbelief. Go ahead and roll
And then he takes
initiative,
another one.
Mike. And 8 damage. Hmm.
Quick,
Well,
Eddie.
Ruby's not going to shoot here, so she's just going to watch.
Roll.
I'll roll initiative, but
Yeah, roll for initiative. Roll for an injury, please, Edmund. 1d6.
An injury.
You
Good.
can
Oh, wait,
you can spend a fortune and just make it automatic.
Nah.
Nope. All right, your weapon here. What do you got? What are your qualities on your bow? Weak.
Qualities.
Can only inflict moderate and serious.
Yeah.
Never grievous. Finesse. Okay, so nothing special. What's your total for initiative there, Ruby?
9.
All right, so you did your Han shot first. So first in the turn order is your Rixies.
So I'm gonna go over and like hold out a bandage and say, "What? Would you have a problem with me healing deformed and grotesque animals? Well, guess what? I'm deciding not to heal you," and I'll storm away.
Oh, whoa! All right, you're not attacking or anything though. You're just like throwing it out there and just walking away from the situation. I like it. All right, Han, back to you. It's your turn now.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'll put a third arrow in him.
Yeah, this guy's got 2 arrows. He's bleeding.
Thunk.
Han
Let's
shot
see.
first is ridiculous.
So many ways to break the game.
Oh wow, 75, and you were shooting for 76 for 9 damage.
Yep.
All right, roll me 2d6 for injury, please.
I can't cause the second one though, can I?
Pardon me.
Let me look. Weak cannot can only inflict moderate or serious.
Yeah, so that's what we're rolling for right now. You can't do grievous.
Nope.
No. Do you want to spend one of your fortune to give him an injury? No. All right. Erg, you're up. Are you gonna set him on fire or something?
No, he's almost dead. I'm just going to walk over and mash him with my staff.
All right.
The beat stick.
The thing that does like 16
mass
damage
damage.
when it hits. He's pleading, no, don't kill me. You're agents for these devil creatures.
Well, Ruby will say, "No, I think we just don't like you."
You miss. You gotta hit him with your stick and you miss.
Ooh.
He's got he pulls out his knife and he's gonna try and stab you. Erg. Because you're next to him. And he's bleeding everywhere.
Ruby says, "Maybe we'll let you live if you tell us what we need to know."
Did he hit you? Do you have any AP left to try and avoid that?
Yeah, I have one. And I get a +10 chance to parry with my staff.
Wait. How does he hit? I thought he was too far down the peril track.
Yeah, can he even make a roll?
Yeah, he gets a roll.
Can he? You said he was incapacitated.
Yeah, auto fail.
Oh, he is incapacitated. You're right. He can't attack. I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, he can't do anything. He's sitting there just with arrows in him and he's pleading for his life.
Well, okay, Ruby will hold up her hand and will say, "Do you want to tell us now all the stuff you've been holding back? Maybe."
Holding back what? What are you talking about?
What's going on in the town? Clearly, there's some ancient god that they're worshiping in there. Even if you don't worship it, tell us about it. It's clearly it may be involved in some of this stuff. Come on.
Is that what you're doing for your turn?
Yeah, I'm
'Cause you're
gonna
next on the track.
Yeah, I will try and roll
You want
a
to charm?
I'm
You want
going
to charm him?
I'm going to try and charm him.
One of your best skills.
I want you to make a note, though. I'm not shooting something for the first time.
I know, you're charming him, right? Is that what you're doing
Yes.
now? You're not intimidating?
Yes, I'm charming.
It'll be an easy charm roll because you guys have the upper hand on him as he's got 3 arrows sticking out of him. He can't do anything and he's bleeding out.
All right, and watch me crit fail it here. Oh, I made it. Cool. Yeah.
He says, I told you the truth. I don't worship anything. The village, they worship some god, Thunar. I don't know. I live off the land.
That's fine. Tell us about Thunar. Fill us in.
I don't know. I don't know much.
It's okay if you don't know much. Just tell us what you know.
It's an ancient religion. You're sitting in one of its sacred sites right now, and you look around you, and there's like statues and standing stones and stuff all around you.
Okay. Well, how are these creatures related to this? Because the creature said that he was part. He referenced this god.
I don't know. I don't know how these damn things are tied to anything.
Okay, yeah, but we asked you before. Who's was it Emily? Is that who we're looking for?
Evelyn.
Who was Evelyn?
He says, ask Davin.
All I'm getting is more names.
Davin's the town elder that you met already.
All right.
Who hired you?
We're asking you.
We're asking you. You're here now. Tell us.
He yeah, as you ask that, he takes his knife and he takes it to his throat. He starts slitting it.
Wow.
And finishes himself off.
We've got Matt killing his own NPCs now. Right. Well, that's sad. Ruby will look disappointed.
Brick says riddance.
That's sad. That's
all right.
Terrible.
But Ruby will turn and look at Edmund and say, "I'm not sure you get credit for that one."
Yeah, bastard.
You don't get your corruption for that one.
Right. He stole your kill. Fair enough. What has he got on him?
What's he got on him? Well,
yeah, we got to investigate.
Hey, what kind of bait does he have in his pockets?
Yeah, what was he baiting his traps with, right?
Oh, good question. He was baiting them with meat. There is meat in his pockets. And he has a bow, a quiver of arrows, a hunting bow. He's got a dirk on him. And it looks like he's got some rations, or like he packed some food for being out checking traps and hunting all day, and that's all he's carrying on him.
What else? Any markings on his body? Any tattoos or anything?
You strip him down. No, there are no markings or tattoos on his body.
Okay, all right. Anybody object to me throwing him in the fire that's already cooking here?
Of course not.
All right. We should probably burn his bow too.
Erase all.
The only issue is, in order to destroy a body, it's got to be a pretty big fire. I guess that's already set up for the other thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna carve him up also and toss him in there?
What are we, pagans?
Chop him into pieces like the other
Ruby's kind of curious to see if he can figure out what's in his stomach, just as like a one-upsman thing.
In the hunter's stomach?
See, I could do it. Look, guys, it's just like right here, and no, she's not gonna do it. But I'm just saying. She said she didn't get to try. She didn't get a turn.
Are you gonna chop it up and throw it in there? The body?
I won't. Ruby won't. She's got a little court sword.
No, we're just gonna throw it in.
Okay. I'm just asking. I need to know if I need to hand out more corruption.
Yeah.
Assaulting the innocent, though, that is a corruptible offense, Edmund.
He wasn't innocent.
You don't know that.
Did Ruby get any corruption? She didn't really do anything. She just tried to talk to him, and he killed himself.
No, you didn't get any corruption. The person who really wants corruption tonight is not getting any. Erg's dependent now. His future is dependent on getting corruption. He's gonna walk up and pants somebody when they go back to town.
I have room for one miss.
Do you? Okay. I'll give you another 3 corruption, Edmund, for starting that off. All right. So you're at this site. You're at this ancient worship site of some sort. Like I said, there's standing stones erected here.
So that's an automatic rank right there. It puts me at 11.
There you go.
You're starting your second one for the night.
we gotta tack on the corruption that. All right, he didn't
One
get
more, and I get that's my 10th one.
You get
A disorder.
You get a free
or-
sub.
I thought it was I
on your
thought it was a
your
free,
next visit.
free toaster.
All right, what do you guys want to do? It's about early afternoon now.
Well,
Let's explore this spot in the woods and then head back to town.
yeah, they said this was a holy site, right? Or
It
he
looks
did?
like an ancient holy site.
Okay. Well, we got some leads at least. What was the name of that god again? Did anyone write that down? I'll make a note of that.
No, it was the Thunar.
Thanos. Thunar. Okay.
Thanos.
Has anyone heard of Thunar? Is that a?
You can make a folklore test.
Let's do that.
Anybody
Let's see
can
if
do that. It'll be a hard
How
folklore
hard?
test.
Let's see if I can land go to
Hard
the hospital on that
Yeah, all of a sudden you drop to the ground in a
pile of in a puddle, right?
yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
folklore. There we go.
That include Tobias?
No, it doesn't include Tobias.
It's a whiff.
Just want to use Tobias for everything now to make all your rolls.
Absolutely.
So you've never heard of this Thunar. You guys start kicking around the site. You can go if you want to like search the site.
Yeah.
You can make some scrutinized tests, standard scrutinized tests.
Boom.
25. Ruby.
Where is my scrutinize?
Scrutinize. It's under perception. 4 for Edmund. 69 for Erg. Eurixies, you can do it. You're not incapacitated anymore.
Yeah.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Do it. It's hard, right?
It is standard. Standard. All right, so the people who passed, Edmund and Ruby, you guys start poking around the site, and you do see that there are quite a number of signs of tracks, human and animal, and they look fairly recent. And when you try to trace them back, it looks like the people prints, the footed and like shoed footprints, all come from the direction of the village. It looks like there was a large gathering of people here. It looks like recently, from what you can tell. Freshest tracks, like within the last few days.
All booted or?
Yeah, from the direction of the village.
Where did the animal ones go?
They go off in various directions. There doesn't seem to be any one clear path. But you do see signs of more bipedal animal prints that should normally be quadrupeds.
Okay, so this looks like a good.
Yeah, they don't come from one distinct direction like the ones from the village do.
So it appears that both sets of both groups are worshiping at the site. That this is holy to the animals and to the humans.
Or maybe they're arriving as humans and leaving as animals.
Ooh.
Well, do we see a sufficient number coming and going for the humans?
You guys both passed your tests. No. That's a good question, though. I like your investigative skills here.
So it looks like the people coming as humans are leaving as humans.
Correct.
Okay.
Based off your successes.
We have an appointment with the town elder.
Another name. Who's this guy? Oh, you met him already. He's the one who's going to throw all the gold at you. Oh, yeah, him.
Oh, that's the guy that hired us.
Yeah, the guy who hired you.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
This must be some kind of curse. Ruby looks over. Does this seem like a curse to you? Is this how curses work? People turn into animals?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the wizard.
Yeah, you would probably know more than I would.
Wizard. The
Just
astrologer.
Just seems like a stupid religion to me.
Yeah.
The astrologer. He's not a wizard.
Oh, the astrologer. Okay. Well, all right. Let's. Any other thoughts, or should we go back to town and shake some bushes?
It's
See what's
late
like.
afternoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we probably have to get back before bloody curfew.
Ooh.
There's curfew,
Yeah, 6:30.
or what happens?
We won't be able to talk to anybody.
I'll be
Oh, they all
locked in
lock.
their
They all
house.
lock up in their houses.
Yeah, they have those little wicker men hanging outside their doors.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right.
I think you missed that part because you had to leave partway through the session last time,
Okay.
near the tail end.
I go to Ruby. I'm like, Ruby, we should go talk to Emily.
Agreed. You want to come with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll come.
No, it's all right. We got this.
The astrologer turned. What's your second profession? Wizard.
Pyromancer.
Maniac.
Pyromancer. Oh yeah, of course.
Agent of chaos and evil.
Demonologist.
Yeah.
All right, so
All
you guys head back towards the village.
Ruby is now keeping an eye out for these freaking traps too.
Sure. Yeah, you know the markings that he's left nearby to mark the traps, so you're keeping a keen eye out for these things as you head back. You guys start to head back to the village. It's pretty easy to find. You pass back by the chapel once again, or the remains of the chapel, and you guys head back to the village. It's now roughly like 4:30, and when you guys arrive back in the village, you see that everybody's out, and tables are being set up in the village square. And there's been a stage or platform erected in the middle of the tables, and there's strings of flowers all around dangling from houses. And it looks like they're setting up for some sort of feast of some sort.
On the way back, we get our story straight. What with the guy that had to disappear? He was killed
haven't
by
seen
the weird animal and asked to be cremated at the holy site.
Did he ask before or after he got killed?
Who says we even saw him?
Like,
But we killed the animal that
Who
killed
says
him.
we saw an animal? We didn't find nothing while we was out.
Did he have like a living
Perfect.
will on him or something? How do we know he wanted it cremated?
We didn't see no stinking hunter.
Works for me. I was clearly overthinking it.
Yeah, the Denderhead was like, "What about the guy we killed in the woods?"
Yeah. You walk in the village. Hey, that guy was totally not us killing him. He died of natural causes.
What guy? Oh crap!
I don't know.
All right, so you guys head back, and they're setting up for some sort of festival or celebration here when you guys arrive.
For us? Ruby says.
You don't know. Are you gonna ask what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ask what I'm telling. Hey, what's so about? They go, it's for you. It's in your honor to help you with the hunt to find and put an end to these creatures. We're gonna celebrate your presence here.
What's the what's our guy's name again?
Which guy? You were hired by a kid, Andre, but his father's the town elder.
That's him. Yeah. Where's he at?
He's over at the head table. He's there with his son, and there's a whole bunch of people around, and he's kind of ordering and pointing people about. You see him there, and he turns and he sees the group. Oh, the guests of honor are here. You're sitting at the head table with me tonight.
Woo.
Was it a feast?
A feast. What did you find while you're out today? Did you find any evidence of these horrible creatures?
Found nothing. The forest was quiet. It's kind of eerie.
Do you want to Are you gonna make? Are you gonna try and lie here?
That's exactly what I say.
Are you gonna make a guile test?
No, I'm just gonna lie. I don't have to go.
You gonna make a guile test? Oh, I lost somebody. My camera's all messed up. What the hell happened? What did I lose?
What
I lost Megan.
difficulty?
Giles under fellowship at the
Yeah,
bottom.
but what difficulty?
Standard. You got the blood all over you. Standard.
Yes.
We
Covered in blood. We found nothing today. Whose blood is that?
I will flip to success.
All right, a 9. Nothing. This is my blood. Oh,
Bunch of thorns and sharp sticks out there, though.
that's terrible. Just like how my overlay is all buggered up because we lost Megan.
No.
That's okay. We're coming to the end of the session anyways. It's 10 o'clock. Or 11 o'clock for others. Or midnight for even others. So we're coming to the end of the session. So what we'll do is we'll wrap it up here with you lying about finding nothing and passing that lie test as they prepare for your feast. We're going to roll corruption. So who failed those rolls earlier and got all the peril?
You have to roll above, right?
Yeah.
So I won't get any extra because I've only got one left because I automatically get one because I went to 11.
And you didn't fail those tests, so it was Ruby and Megan.
Yeah.
You'll get.
So I get an order too, right?
You cannot get an order and chaos in the same session.
Okay.
You take 6 corruption. I'm going to give you
Each of us.
Yep.
Wow.
And we're going to roll. I rolled a 7.
Well, I'm at 8, so yeah, you got a chaos rank on me.
Woo! I'm down in Bill's thing. Hey.
Kids unplug the internet. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Ouch.
All right, so we'll end it there. We'll come back next week, Sunday, with the next chapter at 9 p.m. Central Standard. Oh, Megan's back just for the little wrap up.
Hi, Megan. Bye, Megan.
Yeah, hi, Megan. Welcome back. Bye, Megan. So we're back next week, Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time with the continuation of this adventure. Tuesday night, we're going to do the next part of the Dark Astral adventure, the Dark Below Odessa, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please join us for that. I'm trying to think what else we got going on this channel. We've got guest streamers on this channel this week as well. We've got Amber is doing Zweihander on Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where she's redesigning the Zweihander character sheet live on stream, which is actually really interesting. She did her first session last week, and it was really cool to see that process. And then on Thursday night as well at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have the Lollygaggers with the Ailing Isle, Session 3. Friday night at 9 p.m. Central, we got the Defenders of Kobold doing the Bloody Marches. And over on our sister channel, Grim and Perilous Plays, I'll be running Spectaculars tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It's a full week. And Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea on Friday night at 9 p.m. Yay. So there's a whole bunch of stuff coming up on both channels, so check it out. I'm going to have the schedules for both listed on those channels in the background. So if you stop by, you can see exactly what's going on both Zweihander RPG and twitch.tv Grim and Perilous Plays. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow night on Grim and Perilous Plays at 9 p.m. Central Standard.
Night, everybody.
Spectaculars.
Night.
Have a good night.